Hi, everyone. So, you saw me previously mention the Conspiracy Palette and what I have in store as a surprise. So, instead of waiting until I have all of the materials that I need, or at least that I feel I need, to begin my video series, everything I've read and listened to and everyone I've talked to has said just start with what you got. So, that's what I'm doing today. I've got my Conspiracy palette. I have a couple other palettes that I will video record consecutively. And although my lighting isn't great, I don't have my contacts in right now, I am going to start with what I've got. So hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Anna, aka Fancy Anna. I've had that nickname most of my life. It started back in high school, and I'm a young 47 years old. While we're talking, I'm going to go over and work on my makeup. So I'm starting out. I've already washed and lotioned my face. I'm going to go in with this Revlon smoothing primer. I'm almost out of it, but it was the first one that was ever recommended to me, and it's done a decent job. I do appreciate it. Just offers a little bit of blurring just to get those nasty pores covered and hidden. I know my lighting isn't great, guys. Please bear with me. I will improve my lighting soon. Okay. Now that the face is primed, I am going to go in with the L'Oreal Visible Lift foundation. It is in Soft Ivory, number 143. I am one of those people who skin seems to change over the course of summer to winter. I can fluctuate between 3 shades. So I'm hoping that, considering this is winter here in Michigan, I have enough light skin to make this work. If this is too light for me, we'll just make it work for today. Again, many people have said, work with what you got. You can improve along the way. Okay. So, try and half my face with the brush. I'm actually not liking how this is coming out on the brush. When I bought that bottle recently, I probably should have taken it back because immediately I noticed that the plunger was giving me trouble. But life gets busy, and we all get busy, and I didn't. So here I am. It's all good. Never forget to cover your ears. If your hair is going to be up, make sure you cover your neck, because nobody wants to see a mask. And let's face it, that's what we're doing. Following this up, because, yeah, this does seem to be a little bit too light for my skin tone. That's okay. We will make it work. So, who am I and why am I here, huh? Well, I am 47 years young. I have loved makeup my entire life. Although life has a way of getting in the way sometimes. And being a mom, having one biological child and helping to raise, 3, 4, 5 others, kind of has a way of distracting you from your goals. What were my goals? Well, back in high school, I had every intention of pursuing makeup artistry in college. I was going to go to Wayne State University, study makeup artistry, and I planned on taking off to California to make it in the big leagues. What happened? Well, there were some family issues and some family losses, and I was young and didn't know how to handle things and moved on with my life in a different direction. I've learned from everything that I gained and everything that I lost. And I'm a better person for it today. I love all the children that I've helped raise. They all hold a special place in my heart. But the youngest is now 19 years old, out on his own, and it's time to do me. And that brought me right back to my first love, makeup. I've learned how to make somebody look older, which of course I do not want to look any older than I already do. I've learned how to make people look younger. And in general, I've just learned plenty of tricks and tips. And I've also found a lot of great YouTube videos along the way of some fantastic artists. Which ended up, it is actually what ended up leading me to the Jeffree, Starr, Dawson series. Okay. So I have the foundation on. Let me look in my mirror for a minute here. I want to make sure that this is not just camera ready, but if I wanted to go out for a night, that it's ready for the outdoors too. You guys might ask, what am I missing to do this video? Well, one of the things I'm missing is a highlighter. So what I'm going to try to use today is my True Match Super Blendable Makeup. Got both of these, by the way, do have a broad spectrum SPF in them. This is by L'Oreal. And I'm just going to take it and I'm going to blend. This stuff goes on so smooth and so lightweight. It is amazing. One of the other things I am missing, I will confess now, is an eye primer. I do not have any yet, but I will. Okay. It looks like this foundation shade that I used to highlight Might be a little bit too light. But again, we'll make it work. One of the things you find as you get older is you get this different texture to your skin. It can be rather daunting. But it can be fun too. The hardest part is in dealing with those nasty pores. I don't care how old you get, they don't go away. As a matter of fact, some people, as they get older, have something called rosacea. And if you have not seen what that is, feel free to Google it. It is not fun. Okay. So foundation is laid. Give me just a moment to work on my brows. I'll be right back after I get those done. Okay, so eyebrows are done. And of course, just like anybody else, they don't seem to be perfect or even. Or it could be from my lighting in here. Wow, I can talk. But moving forward, we're going to keep on going and see what we can come up with here. So my next step would be to lay down a little bit of powder just to prevent any potential fallout from sticking under my eyes. And to set this foundation, I am using the NYX Stay Matte But Not Flat powder foundation in the shade Medium Beige. It is a beautiful color. It helps to even out any skin tone issues I might have. And it helps to darken anything that might be too light. As you can tell, I like it. It's time for more. Okay. That's looking set. That's looking pretty good. Let's lay a little extra down for under the eyes. Just in case. In the near future, I will have some kind of translucent powder for this step. For now, I use what I got. Yes, there was fallout. That's okay. I don't mind fallout from my powder. Fallout from my eyeshadow, that's a different story. Okay, time for the master here. The Conspiracy Palette. It is such a beautiful palette. There's so many gorgeous colors here. I don't quite know where I want to start, which I'm sure many people have said. Let me pull a few brushes here. These are some of my starter brushes. They're shorties. They're little tiny brushes, but they work for now. Oh, let's see here. What do I want to start with? I don't know. I would like to do an eyeshadow look based on stones and crystals, because that is also where I find a huge love. I have been working with stones and crystals since I was 13 years old. Walked into my first shop and I've never turned back. I think I figured out what I'm going to do. I'm going to start out, like most people, with the shade Tannicon. And, yep. And just start blending that in. Because I have hooded eyes, I'm going just above. Oh my goodness, guys. This color is amazing. You definitely might want to have a light hand. I've used a rather heavy hand on this, as you can tell between the two sides. But it'll all work out in the end. Just start bringing that in and blending it out. I've heard many different methods of putting makeup on. This actually isn't my first choice in how to put makeup on. However, I see so many other YouTubers putting their makeup on this way, and I figured, oh, why not give it a try? So you're actually watching me do this particular eyeshadow look for the first time. Scary, isn't it? It is for me. Okay, just bringing some of that in on the bottom of my lashes. Let me come in closer so you can see what I'm doing here. Let me bring the camera in a little closer. Because what's the point in doing the video if you can't see what I'm doing, huh? Kind of loses its purpose. Anyways, so in doing this look, what I'm going to do, hopefully, is follow the colors of the stone rose quartz. Rose quartz has been a stone that I have loved my whole life. When I lost my brother, when I was 14 years old, my friend that used to own the shop that I used to go to all the time created a bracelet for me out of rose quartz, and he had an agate necklace. Oh, that is such a beautiful color. This is the color Pigment that I'm using now. Just going to take a blending brush and just blend all this together. Anyways, so this rose quartz bracelet has become a precious item to me. And I have held this in my possession all these years, and I still have it to this day. When we were cleaning up his house, going back through and sorting everything out, we found a huge agate necklace. It would have wrapped around my neck 3 times. So with that, we split that off and made a necklace for each child of his. He had 3 kids. And there was 1 stone left over, and I got the bracelet made. And my sister helped out with that, and it's just been the most precious thing I've ever had. So what is rose quartz, you might ask? Well, rose quartz represents love, healing. In some instances, it can help with fertility. But mostly it's here for the heart, for love and healing, protection. And it just gives this warm, loving energy to help you through difficult times. So you better believe I wore that all the time. I actually wore it the day I got married. And that was 11 years ago. And we're still moving along. Oh, rose quartz. When I think of rose quartz, I think of pink. There's Trisha here. I'm definitely going to use some ranch or maybe Diet Cola in the corners. I'm not quite sure where I want to use that yet. I'm going to use ranch. Because rose quartz not only has this soft pink color to it, but it also has some swirls of white. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get ranch in there now. It's such a beautiful color. Just this nice light white. I'm just going to bring it in on my eyelid some so you can see. And I'm going to bring it up here to highlight the brows. Oh yeah. Such a beautiful color. Jeffree and Shane really just outdid themselves. And to be honest with you, this is the first time I've ever spent this much money on an eyeshadow palette. And my surprise for everyone is I'm going to compare this Conspiracy Palette to 2 other palettes. And at the end, give you my honest opinion of all 3. What are the other 2 palettes, you might wonder? You'll just have to stay tuned to find out, won't you? Don't worry about that noise, it's just stuff falling. I'm sure you'll hear other things fall as the time goes along. You might even hear the dog chewing in the background. So I was going to darken this look up, but rose quartz is such a soft color that I think I'm just going to leave it like it is. Let me go back to that nice, pretty Tanacon color and just make sure everything's all blended together. You can see, as you can see with my hooded eyes, I have to bring everything up so that when I look straight ahead, you can still see everything. And while I was away, I took the liberty of coloring underneath my eyes. I have been using Tanacon for the base and the blend, in pigment for the color. So I put the pigment under my eyes, and then I blended that out with a Tanicon. And I put the Tanicon down for my base on my eyes and highlighted over them with the pigment. And in my corners and above by my eyebrows, I have ranch. I love the way this has turned out, even as simple as it is. I don't want to smoke it out because I want this to be true to what rose quartz is. And in case you're wondering, let me go get a piece. Hang on, I'll be right back. I'm back. Thanks for waiting. So, when I lift this up and show you, I think you'll finally understand why I used the colors that I did on my eyes. Here she is. There's rose quartz. You can see all the pretty pinks and the whites, and in some areas you may even see a little bit of the browns. It's such a beautiful stone. And yeah, this is a big piece. I will put a link in the description below, just right down there, as to where I got this pretty stone. And they always have beautiful pieces available. I will actually have links for everything I've done today down below. And before I finish my look, just remember, if you like what you've seen today, and you're interested in seeing the rest of the compare and contrasts, and the first 3 compare and contrasts are all going to be surrounded about this beautiful stone rose quartz. And at the end, like I said, we will determine which one I feel was the best. And not only representing the stone colors, but in the application process as well. So, let's get back to this look, get it finished up. Let me move this stone out of the way, because it will break something. Oh, bear with me for just a moment as I put that pretty baby down. There we go. Okay, so why such a big piece of rose quartz in my house? Well, I just moved out to this part of the state a year ago. So I have been officially living in the Kalamazoo, Michigan area, whoops, for a year now. And that's a big deal for me, considering I was born and raised south of Detroit. And although I've left the state twice, I always found my way back. And for the last 16 years, up until 2008, I was taking care of my mom. She's still alive, she's still with us, but she finally hit a point where I couldn't take care of her any longer. And as hard as that was, it was a hard decision to make, but it was the best decision. She's actually doing really well. Yes, she is in a nursing home. They treat her wonderfully there. I have eyes and ears all around to keep an eye on her, because I am 2 hours away from her now. But everything is going well. She's healthier. Can't really say whether she's happier or not, because she deals with post-traumatic dementia. That coupled along with diet-controlled diabetes. And she is 84 years old now. So she's doing the best she can. We're all doing the best we can every day. Getting back to the makeup look. Again, using what I got instead of trying to wait for special products to come in. I don't have a contour. So I'm actually taking Diet Root Beer out of the Conspiracy Palette, and I'm going to try using it as a contour. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's dark. Yeah, that might have been too dark for my skin tone. Let's see if I can lift some of that off. Let's try contouring with something. Well, now I'm started, I better do it on the other side too. And I'm just going to tone it down using a cotton ball. Yeah, I do not like how that turned out, but I have an idea. Let's come up here, try to get some of that sun-kissed look. I'm actually going to try the Tanacon, sorry. Take it up a shade instead of such a deep brown. That definitely looks a bit more my color. Okay, so to lift some of this darkness from my face, let's see here. Let me just clean off my brush here. I just have a cleansing mat here underneath the eyeshadow. I'm actually going to try going in with this. This is the L'Oreal True Match powder. And this one is in the color of W3 Nude Beige. I don't know if it's going to do any good, but I'm going to try it and see what happens. One of the things I made a mistake of doing is I went this way instead of here. So now I look like I got dirt right here. And I don't. It's just the eyeshadow creating the contour that unfortunately is definitely too dark for my face. Not the fault of the eyeshadow, it's the fault of the applicant. I screwed up. Okay, well, it is what it is. Let me just go ahead and finish this look off. There is one item in here that I have loved since I first bought it. I have not given it up. I've replaced it, and it's time, just about time for it to be replaced again because I am way into the pan. And that item would be the e.l.f. blush. This is in the color, oh lordy, Rocked Pink. And I just love that color. It looks a little bit more pink on camera than it does in person. In person, it's a little bit more rose, I guess, would be a good color. I'm putting it on the apples and just bringing it up. And will I contour my face again? I think you'll have to stay tuned to see. I've actually only ever used the blush and a little bit of highlighter. So, highlighters. Oh, what brush do I want to use? I'm actually going to use my domed shadow brush. I'm going to dip into Ranch and use that for my highlighter today. It is such a beautiful color, and it has just enough sparkle to bring just enough sheen to my face. I think you can see that. Again, Jeffree and Shane have outdone themselves. So beautiful. So beautiful. Do a little bit above here. A little bit above here. A bit down here. Across the Cupid's bow. A little bit here. Let me get that final layer of powder over everything. Get everything blended together. Oh, if you haven't all figured it out, I'm a lefty. No two ways to hide it. Cannot hide it. Don't want to. I am who I am. I know what I forgot. I forgot just a little bit of nose contour, didn't I? Okay. Outside of this mess here, which, if I move this lighting, which is actually dying on me, but you can see it's not actually as dark as it seems. It's just my poor lighting, which again will be improved as I move along. I know what I forgot for y'all. Mascara. Probably one of the easiest things to overlook. Today for mascara, I'm going to use a voluminous false lashes. It's waterproof and hydrating. This is getting ready to be too old to use, but until then, it works so wonderfully. And while I'm doing mascara, I would like to touch on a subject that might be sensitive to some people, but that I've seen time and time again that actually, as an older makeup artist, finds a severe problem with. And that is, time and time again, I see people pumping their mascara into their container. Please don't do that. Again, please don't do that. What ends up happening is you're pumping air and bacteria into your eyeshadow, your mascara, and it dries it out, and you get a higher risk of eye infections and styes and issues. So if you can't get an application in one pull of your mascara, try a different mascara because something's wrong. No, I do not have false lashes to make big dramatic eyes with. But I work with what I got. There are those that say that there are certain things you shouldn't do with your eyes as you get older. And I will agree that moisturizing makeup is a much better method than drying. Powders tend to show the creases more. As you can see, this foundation and eyeshadow that I'm wearing, foundation and powder that I'm wearing, isn't the best on my forehead, as you can see. But again, I'm working with what I got, and I'll improve as I move along. So all that's left now is lips. And I got this cute little sample in the mail. Well, in a package from Sephora when I went shopping there. And I have to say that it has been probably the best thing I got. It's just this little tiny sample. It's Bare Minerals Gen Nude. It works so nicely. They call this everything. It is not, from what I can tell, a drying lipstick. But it applies beautifully. And it just gives a very simple end to our rose quartz look for the day. There you go. This is what it looks like. If you notice my eyes offset, that's because I'm looking at me. So, I hope you like what you see here today. I hope you're okay with this being a start to many videos to come. I hope you appreciated learning a little bit about rose quartz. Just so you know, in talking about rose quartz, the quartz family comes in many colors. You have the pink of the rose quartz, you have the purple of the amethyst, you have kind of a brownish gray for smoky quartz. There's clear quartz with no color at all. Sometimes you get inclusions in there, and you get kind of a reddish or brownish color of hematite when it gets in there. And everything in between. There's a beautiful stone. If you don't have any rose quartz in your life, I do highly recommend it, especially if you've had any kind of trauma or difficulties or heartbreaks in your life. It can kind of help you move along and gain some healing. Especially during this hectic, crazy time of year that we call Christmas, or the holiday season for those who may not celebrate Christmas. I ask you all to be well, be safe, stay stress-free. Don't let this season get the better of you. It's not about the money, it's about the honey. Love the ones you love. The ones you have a problem with, let them move along. Be blessed. I love you. Until we meet again. Bye.